Most people think you can't build better arms without a full gym with all the right specific equipment, and that's just simply wrong. In this video, I'm going to show you 12 of the best exercises to build your arms with little to no equipment that you can utilize whether you're on the road, traveling, in hotel rooms, or wherever it may be. That way you'll have a full library of arm exercises. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Devin, and I'm a certified personal trainer with a master's in exercise science. I've personally helped hundreds of busy professionals train to get their ideal physique, even on a busy schedule. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, make sure to like, subscribe, and enjoy the video. Without further ado, let's jump into the first exercise. All right, so the first couple of exercises are just body weight exercises, so you don't need any equipment for this. You could literally do it in a hotel room, at your home, or wherever you're working out from. So the first one, you've heard of push-ups for sure. So with a normal push-up, you're gonna go just kind of like have your hands outside of shoulder width right there. You're gonna go all the way down, all the way up. Okay, so everyone knows a push-up. But here's a couple of different variations of that can really hit your triceps even further. So what I like to do is something called a diamond push-up. So you'll see I'm actually making a diamond shape with my hands right here. And this is really great for targeting the triceps. Now everything else from here is the same, except if you want to, you can actually separate your feet just a little bit for a little bit more stability. Now from there, you're gonna go down and then up. And whenever you go down, I'm kind of targeting like my chest to be right in the middle of that diamond. So a couple of reps would look like this. Okay, so that's a really great version of the push-up to really hit the triceps. Now another one is what I like to call a tricep push-up. Now I'm sure there's a lot of different names for that, but this is what I like to call it. And it's a single arm exercise. So you're gonna lay down like this. Your feet are gonna be kind of in front of you like that. And then all you're going to do, cross this arm over, and you're going to push up, just like that. So it's one arm at a time, and you're just pushing up. So this is what I call the tricep push-up, and you'll really feel a deep burn in that tricep doing it that way. And if that's too hard for you, no worries at all. That's kind of more of an advanced one. Both of those are. So what you could do too with either of them is variations. So with like the tricep diamond push-up, you could be on your knees. So it could look more like this. Or you could be kind of elevated. So you might want to like go on something like a block or something like this. You could go on a bench or like a chair. And you could do it this way too. You'll just have your hands still close together and doing it just like that. If that's still too hard, go back on your knees. Try it again just like that. So that's a couple of different variations of that. And then another of my favorite tricep exercises is also a body weight exercise known as the dip. This is one of the best exercises for just strictly targeting the triceps. Now with this, there's a couple different ways to do it. Now remember, if you don't have anything like this or a bench or anything like that, totally fine. Use some chairs, use a couch, whatever like you could just put your hands up on and that you could sit on, you could probably use for dips. So the first variation is just straight up with your feet on the ground. Your butt is just hanging off of whatever you're on right there. And you just go down just like that and then up. This is a really intense tricep exercise. You'll definitely feel them burn while doing this. And then the further out that your legs are when you do it, so I could like straighten my legs, that makes it harder. Now, if you find that that's a little bit too easy or you want just a more advanced version of the dip, what you can do is put your feet up on a bench or another chair or something like that. And that looks like this. And you'll notice when I go down, I'm looking for my arm to be about parallel to the ground, and then I come all the way back up. And when I go down, I kind of stretch out that tricep and then come all the way up, just like that. So that is a great tricep exercise. And in fact, all of these exercises that we've learned so far have been tricep exercises. So to really work on the rest of the arm, the bicep and the shoulders, let's actually pull out some of our bands and we can use those. So for these band exercises, these are just a very lightweight pair of bands that you can get on Amazon. They're some of my favorite. They come with a door anchor and they usually come in like groups of 5, ranging from like 10 to 50 pounds. And this is the 10-pound weight just for the purposes of tutorial videos. So with this, what you'll do is you'll put the bands through the anchors. You'll have these handles on them. And you could do a lot of different exercises with these. But what I'm going to show you are some of my favorite ones for specifically working the arms out. So we're going to put the band through the door just like that. So you make sure that the bands are in the door, it's shut, and everything's locked. Ideally, you would have it on the other side of the door so it doesn't open on you. But this way works too, as long as you just give it a good tug and make sure that everything's really secure. So with this, what you're going to do is, it's kind of like if you've ever used cables in a gym before, this is almost exactly the same thing. You can do almost the exact same exercises. So what this is called is a band curl, and you can do this with the bands behind you like this, and this is actually makes it something called a band Bayesian curl. And so what that means is, like, the bands are right behind you and you're getting a really good stretch in those biceps. And then from there, everything else is locked in. I'm in a good power position, and then I just curl up just like that. And when you do this, you'll notice that you get a good stretch in that back and then a good squeeze at the front. You notice I have one foot in front of the other. I'm in a really good power position, as if I'm about to take off and start sprinting. I have my chest up. I have a really tight posture. I'm not super relaxed or anything. Everything's tight, just like that. So that's the band Bayesian curl, and it's one of my favorites for really growing the biceps. Now up next, we have something called a band tricep kickback. So this is really great for the triceps. So what you can do is you can grab it right here. You can grab them up here, wherever you want. But just to make sure that when you start, and this goes for any band exercise, that you have good tension on the band. You don't want to start with them like this. It should never really be loose when you're starting. You should have good tension, just like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just bend over just like that. So I'm in a good position right here. My back's straight and everything. My elbows are up, so they're not sagging down here or anything. Elbows up, and then from there, I'm just going to kick back. Just like that. Maybe you've seen this exercise with dumbbells before, but the band is a great variation of this. It's really easy on the joints and works really well for growing the triceps. So definitely recommend this. You can do it from a lot of different angles at the door, but I like it just like right here at about hip height when I'm doing it. So we've worked on the biceps, we've worked on the triceps, but we haven't really worked on the shoulders. So now I want to show you what it looks like to do a band lateral raise. With this, you can have the band, about right here at hip height, knee height, or even lower. It doesn't really matter so much. I do prefer it a little bit lower myself, so I'm going to go ahead and put this down. So just like that, so it's just a little bit lower. And then from there, what I'm going to do is kind of like just a normal dumbbell lateral raise, which we'll get to here in a second, but you're going to now have a band. And you can face the door or you can face away from the door. For the purposes of the video, I'm actually going to face away from the door. Now with this, I'm going to start, just like I mentioned, with a tight tension on the band. And so everything's already tight. It's already pulling my muscles back. And then I'm going to raise up, just like that, and then back down. Then up. You can go past this if you want to. I kind of like just stopping just a little past parallel to the ground. And I can feel that in my delts, my shoulders. This is a really, really great exercise for really targeting the lateral part of that delt. That's what really creates that boulder shoulder kind of look. So if you've never tried these before, definitely make sure to give them a shot. Up next, we have the band overhead tricep extension. This is actually one of the best exercises that you can use a band for really targeting just purely the triceps. Now for this, I'm going to bring the band up to chest height. So I'm going to put it somewhere around there. That should be good right there. Give it a good pull. Okay, now from here, what I'll do is actually face away from the door and then get into a good power position. So it's overhead, hence the name band tricep extensions, overhead. So right there, my elbows are up. They're not down like this, they're up. And then I'm going to extend up and out. And I don't know if you could see this, but my hands start really close in together, and then they come out right there at the front. So I'm getting a good stretch at the back, a good squeeze at the front, stretch, squeeze, just like that. And this is basically pure tricep exercise right here, in the sense of that you're only hitting the triceps and almost no other muscle groups. So this is a great exercise for really just targeting the triceps. It's one of my favorites for doing that. So if you've never tried that before, definitely make sure to give that one a shot. Okay, so for our last band exercise, we're going to really target the shoulders. This is also a lateral raise, but it's a single arm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these handles off right here. So I'm just going to toss that over. And then I'm actually going to grab this hook right here, and I'm going to attach it onto this. So both sides are attached onto the handle right here. So just like that. Now from there, I have this up high. You could do it at chest height. You could do it at head height, wherever. And I have a good tension. It's coming across my body. So you can see I'm already getting a good stretch in the shoulders right there. And it's coming across my body. And then all I'm going to do is extend it out like that. I don't even have to come up past parallel or even to parallel, because With a normal like lateral raise motion, you have no tension in this range of motion. You start to get it like as you get to parallel to the ground. With this, you have constant tension throughout the full range of motion that you're doing. So in that stretched position on the shoulder, you already got a good amount of tension, squeezing, even more tension, and then back down. So this is what I call a single arm band lateral raise from a high position. That's one of my favorite delt exercises utilizing a band. If you've never tried it before, definitely make sure to try this one out. So now that we have that, we have body weight exercises, we have band exercises. Now, a lot of hotels, a lot of like homes even, or even gyms, if you have that, you will have dumbbells. So I want to jump into the dumbbell exercises because they're some of my favorite for really growing bigger arms. So let's go ahead and dive into my first favorite exercise, which is a simple dumbbell curl. Now, it sounds simple, but a lot of people mess these up. So what a lot of people do is they'll come in here and they'll use like body momentum to get up these dumbbells just like that. So that's not what you want to do. You're going to feel like no tension on the biceps at all. Remember, this is a bicep exercise strictly. It's not a full body exercise. So what you could do is get in a good power position with your knees slightly bent, or you could put one foot in front of the other. I actually like this for really stabilizing the body and really just hitting the biceps. Then from there, you're going to stick your chest out to where your arms are actually starting slightly behind your body. And then from there, you're going to curl up and twist and then back down just like that. You're going to be really slow and controlled, especially on the way down. On the way up, you can come up a little bit faster. But on the way down, you're going to go down slow and controlled, twist it, and notice it's coming behind me. I have really good posture right there, just like that. Remember, I'm not swinging or anything like that. So that is how to do a proper dumbbell curl. Now, that's a great exercise for the biceps, but what are some good ones for the shoulders? My favorite one, just standing up with dumbbells, if that's all you got, you don't have a bench or anything, is just simply the good old-fashioned dumbbell lateral raise. So this is just like the curls, though. A lot of people can mess these up, too. A lot of people just come up and do this like they're trying to like take off and fly. And that can work slightly, but there's a better way to do it. One of my favorite versions is to actually kind of get in that good power position again with your knees slightly bent, feet in about hip to shoulder width apart. You're going to bring the dumbbells in front of you actually instead of beside you. That way you get a good stretch on the delts. Now from there, what you're going to do is bring it up just like that to slightly past parallel and then back down. Now you'll notice I'm not coming up beside me and my arms aren't straight. I have a slight bend in my arms and I'm coming slightly in front of my body. So notice the difference. So that's in front, that's right beside me. I want to be slightly in front, but not too far in front because then you're doing a front raise. So you've got to have a good balance right there. So a couple of really good reps would look something like this. And that really targets the lateral delt whenever you do it this way. I can even feel it with this lightweight right here. So I know if you do it this way, you'll feel it no matter which weight that you choose. All right, so next up, we're actually going to utilize a bench. Now, if you don't have a bench, that's totally fine. You could use a chair or something like that. But as long as you can have just a slight kind of incline to your posture, that's what we're going to do. And we're going to start with working out the biceps one more time. And we did the stand-up curls, but now I want to do something called an incline curl. Now, that looks like this. You're going to curl up and then back down. And you can twist if you want to. On these, I kind of like to keep my hands supinated because I feel a really good stretch at the bottom. What's the difference between this and like standing and doing a curl? Well, you can see I'm starting with the arms behind me instead of like right beside me. And what that does is it stretches out the biceps even more. And research shows that the more you stretch out the muscle, it's probably better for the muscle and for hypertrophy. So that's what this looks like. This is the dumbbell incline curl. It's one of my favorite exercises for really growing the biceps. And now we'll go into another incline movement, the dumbbell incline lateral raise. So this is a great exercise, just like we did the standing lateral raise and we did the standing bicep curl. Now this is the version that's on an incline of the lateral raise. And the reason I like this, same difference. I can go behind me instead of in front of me. And with that, I get a good stretch in those delts. You could probably even see them stretching at the bottom right there. It's a really good stretch. And at the bottom, I'm not just letting my arms rest like this. I'm actually bringing them in slightly to stretch them. And then I'm coming up. And notice when I go up, just like on the standing ones, they're slightly in front of me. They're not out to the side, slightly in front. And my elbows are slightly bent. And that's going to really help you target that lateral delt area. All right. So we have one more exercise. You'll notice we've hit the biceps and the shoulders with these dumbbells, but we haven't hit the triceps yet. Now, there's a lot of different exercises you can do with dumbbells to hit the triceps, but perhaps one of my favorite is going to be the incline dumbbell skull crusher. So with this, you could do it on a normal flat bench as well, but I like it on the incline. It just is a little bit easier on my triceps. I bring both of these dumbbells up, and I have my elbows up too. And then from there, I literally just hinge at the elbow joint, come down, let my arms stretch, and then come back up. So it looks like that. And as I go down, I feel that stretch in the triceps. I come up, I feel the squeeze at the top. And you go down and up just like that. So this is a really great exercise for really targeting those triceps right there. And that concludes all of our exercises ranging from body weight to bands and even dumbbells. And you can do these exercises from anywhere in the world. Just make sure to pick the ones that work best for you, the ones you like the most, and keep leveling up from there. And if you'd like a specific routine on how to maintain and even grow your muscle while traveling, then check out this travel training guide that I've created. It'll be linked in the description down below. Best of luck, and I'll catch you in the next video.